Hello again! Today I would like to talk to you a little bit more about how I am making this doll's house, but that will be later in the video, because first there's this. Last week Beth asked me if I could show you how to cut the rebate on the table saw, the one I used for the fire screen. And I could certainly do that, but first I want to talk to you a little bit more about the table saw. And I'm using this Jim Burns Model Machines table saw, which I really like. But let's talk about safety first, because as small as these machines are, they can still seriously injure you. In fact, a few weeks ago when I released one of my videos where I used the table saw and where I also spoke a little bit about safety, one of my friends, practically at the same time that I released the video, injured her thumb using the table saw, and actually she went over the running saw with her thumb and she cut off a little bit of her finger, of her thumb, and it's quite serious. So yeah, and I've been injured myself, not with the table saw, but I've cut off a bit of my thumb. I'll talk to you about that later. It's just not fun, and you don't want that to happen. So, first of all, when you use the table saw, don't use it when you have used alcohol or drugs, or when you're very tired or ill or injured, because this can all influence how you use the table saw, and it can be dangerous. Secondly, make sure when you use the table saw that all of the people around you, people who come into your workshop, family, friends, children, know that when you're using the table saw, don't disturb the person behind the table saw, because you can get startled, and when you go like that, you can hurt yourself. Especially kids need to know this, and of course they need to be kept out of the workspace. And also this goes for pets. Pets should not be in your workspace. They can startle you, they can come between your legs when you're standing or when you take a step back, and you can fall over. It's not a good idea. No pets, no kids, no friends, family when you're working. And the other thing for people with children is to unplug the table saw or any kind of equipment when you're finished using it, because it just takes the flip of a switch to turn this machine on, and it's much harder when you actually have to take the plug out to start it, because then of course they'll have to plug it in first. And so especially with people with kids and pets, I would say as well, unplug the machines when you're finished. The third thing is clothing. Any loose clothing, even a little sleeve like that, it can get caught in your saw, and it can be dangerous. So loose clothing, necklaces, shawls, etc., don't wear them. Just wear something appropriate for the table saw. Who knew there was such a thing? But yeah. And also, if you have long hair, you have to tie it back. Just make sure it's safe. Number 4 on my list, and this is perhaps stating the obvious, but keep your fingers away from the blade. And as we make small things, that can be challenging sometimes, but I would like you to use the blade guard and push blocks, push sticks, etc. And I want you to get comfortable using this machine, but without losing your focus. A friend of ours used to say this, and this is true for lots of situations, but especially when operating power tools. When you feel something is wrong, even if it's just the slightest sense, stop. Turn off the machine, assess the situation, and take action accordingly. Number 5, keep your workspace clean. And this includes both your table saw, your work table, and the floor. And the floor is that you may have sawdust on the floor and you might slip on it. That happened to me once. And you could trip over stuff that's laying around. You just don't want that. So keep it clean and use a dust extractor, which is also helpful for your breathing. And then we come to number 6, which is not only keep your machine clean, but also your lungs and your eyes and your ears. So wear glasses, ear defenders, and a dust mask. And that will help to keep you safe as well. And then the last one on my list is make sure your machine is stable. And this Burns model machine is very heavy and very stable. But if you have another machine, just make sure it's either attached to your worktop or, keep it stable. And then keep it clean and in good working order. And make sure your saw blade is sharp. So while I'm talking about the table saw, I might as well show you how to change the blade. Because at first I just couldn't figure out how to do it. And it's really quite simple, but you have to know it. So first of all, you unplug the machine. That's very important. And then you remove your blade guard if you have it installed. I don't, but it's just here for show. And it's attached here on the side. So you remove that. Then remove the 4 screws that hold the plate in position. And put those in a safe place because you don't want to lose those. There. Then we take out the plate, put that in with the little screws. And then we raise the table saw as far as it will go, or the blade as far as it will go, not the table saw. There. And then we'll need a 3/8 wrench, and that's a number 12 where we are. And we also need a 11/16 wrench, and I don't have one, but I do have this thing and works fine. So with the number 12 or the 3/8 inch wrench, you go to the side of the table saw right there underneath here, and you go in here where there's a little nut on the side of the arbor, and that's the one you need. And now the big one, and I'm using this one, is to loosen the arbor nut, which is right here. So just put the wrench on there, and with my left hand I'm holding on to the arbor, the wrench that's holding the arbor. And now you know that one, right? Righty, tighty, lefty, loosey. So we want it to loosen, so I'm pushing down on the wrench a little bit. There we go. And now it's loose. And now I can go in with my finger and loosen the nut. There we go. That's the one. Now I can let go of that one. And this one has a few plates in place. So that one, there's a little milled out space. Went against the blade. So that's how it went. Put that there. There's the saw blade. And I just actually put in a new saw blade, so I don't need it. I'm going to reuse this one because it's new, basically. And then there's another plate that sits against the saw, and that one has a little raised lip in the center, which fits right in against the saw, with a hole in the middle of the saw. So that fits in there. So now we're going to reassemble and do everything in reverse. So this one goes in first, and make sure you put the saw blade in the right way. So it spins this way, so the blade teeth have to face you, you know. So if you do it the other way around, then they're going to the back, then it's not going to cut very much, is it? So make sure you got the blade the right way. Then put that on there. There's two on there. Then put this plate back on. It's like a washer. And put the arbor nut back on. And again, righty tighty, lefty loosey. So in this case we're going to tighten it, so we're going to turn it to the right, or away from me, because when you're facing something, it's to the right when you want to tighten. Then just turn it as far as it will go, and then of course it will start to spin round as well. And then of course you'll need your number 12 wrench again, and again hold on to the arbor here underneath the table. There we go, put it in, and it will slide in. Just turn it, and then you'll feel the wrench slide onto the arbor. And then of course we're going to go away from us, because righty tighty, and just this is a little bit too big for this job, but that's the only thing I have. So then once you feel it starting to tighten, it's just a matter of, there, that's it. Don't over tighten. That's fine. Just a little bit of a it's fine. There. So that's tight and attached. And now I'll just drop the blade down again. And put this plate in place again, and put back the screws. Oh, it's a good thing that opening is so small, because you might lose your screws. And that's another reason to keep your workshop clean, because if you lose stuff and it is a huge mess on the floor or on your workbench, and you won't be able to find anything. And finding stuff is difficult as it is. And the last one. There we go. That's it. New blade installed. Well, the best laid plans and all that. I was just about to start filming the cutting of the rebates when this happened. It's nothing serious, don't worry. I just hit my hand really hard, and it was going it was pulsating and going, swelling. And this is just to keep the swelling down so I don't end up with the size of a golf ball swelling on my thumb. But everything's fine, doesn't hurt. So it's nothing serious. But to stay true to my own rules, don't operate a table saw when you're injured. I cannot film this. I will not operate this because I don't have a lot of movement in the wrist and in the hand. So I'll have to wait. And I don't know if I can get this done before Friday. So we'll see. I'll just have to do something else. As I've been working on this bedroom, and I said something last week, I think it was, that I turned the room box on its side. Someone thought this was a separate room box, but it's not. This is just, my doll's house consists of a series of room boxes, which I'm working on. And in the end, they will form one big doll's house. And I'll show you what I've done so far in its raw state. There's dust everywhere and it's a little bit messy, but first let me put this in the spot where it's supposed to go. There we go. And there's still a lot of work to be done on this. So, okay, this is the bedroom, and none of it is attached. None of it is, I haven't looked at whether it's in the right place or not. But, so this is the bedroom, and next to it, there's going to be a bathroom. There's a little hallway. This is just all, thinking of how it should be. Here's a room I've been working on and off. You've seen that in a previous vlog. And then below that is, the blue salon, which is mostly finished. There's some pieces missing, and some of the lamps are not working again. Here's the yellow salon, which is right next to it. And then this is going to be a hallway along side of it, and I'll explain that at a later date, because I'll show you. I had intended to put a wall against that. So in principle, if you would turn that round, you'd see that. A wall. And then you would look through, from the hallway, the corridor. This is going to be here, is going to be the front door. And then you would have an opening through which you could see the room. And then you could see, via the mirror, you can see the other wall, and you can look into the corners. But that's a little bit difficult to see on camera, especially that corner. It's easier when you're actually here, see it in real life. But anyway, so that was one of my ideas, because I wanted to have the corridor or the hallway running in front of it. But I don't know if I'll do that now. And I have the same for this yellow room as well. So below that is the kitchen. And you've seen all that on a vlog before, or on my blog. Next to that is the storeroom and laundry and the toilet. And then, so this is a little bit of an overview. Sorry about the messy bits. And then we're going to the left, and then it gets even more messy. And I have to put this stuff in the... Here's going to be a very large staircase with, I think, a skylight and, well, still future plans. And then to its left is, and this is upside down. This should, well, not upside down, but this one should be on the bottom. This is ground floor. It's like a studio or a workspace, or, you know, not finished at all. And then below that, which should be higher, this was intended to be the dining room. I've got a sofa in there now, but yeah. So there you get a little bit of an idea what the plan is. And oh, and in here, in this space, this is going to be like an open space. The Dutch houses, they often had like a in between, because they're so long and narrow, you want to get daylight in there. So in the middle they would have an open space, so like a courtyard open to the sky, which would let in daylight and fresh air. So that's going to be here next to the staircase. So there, a little peek into what I'm doing. It's still a lot of work. I still have to do so much before it's finished. And here is still raw edges. I still have to finish that as well. But yeah, I'll get there eventually. It might take another 10, 15 years. Just like my other doll's house. And also, of course, then when the room boxes are finished and all stacked together, there's still another 2 floors to go. Of course, I will finish the facade and make it one whole house. But this is just an easy way. For me, it's a lot easier to work on, because then I can just, pick up one of those boxes with the bedroom, like this one, and put it on my workbench and work on it. And here are some of the old sketches I did, the ideas I had for the house. And basically it's very much the same. It's going to be very much like this. You can hardly see it, but just an idea for the staircase. Here's the cupola, or the, yeah, I like that. So, and yeah, some more drawings and some ideas and measurements for windows, staircase, and what do I have here? Yeah, more sketches for staircase and measurements. The front door, or a door. I don't remember if that's the front door. I haven't made that one yet. There's a door with a window in it, above it, and a door frame. Some sketches for the windows, etc. There's lots of sketches in here, and for lots of parts of the house, and measurements and drawings. And and I have made a full scale cardboard. I tried it out full scale to see the facade, to see what it looked like. It's in cardboard, and I still have it, but it's up in the attic. I cannot reach it at the moment, and I think I've showed you that before on my blog, I think. But yeah, this has been a long process, and of course it's going to be. I'm going to be working on it for a very, very long time yet. I'm sorry I didn't get to cut the rebates on the table saw, but I hope you're enjoying looking at this as well. And next week, or actually next weekend, there's a fair in the Netherlands. It's the Dollshouse Nederland Fair in Arnhem, and I'm going there. And I hope to be able to take some video footage there as well. I only have one day, so I don't know if I can do a lot, because I also want to talk to people and well, do some shopping. So, I'll do my best. So, I hope to see you then. Until next time.